So I'm gonna start doing the electrical connectors for the ECU here, and when it's curled up like this, it looks actually pretty good now. Of course a bit messy because the wires aren't cut to the correct length yet, but still looks good and pretty professional, depending what you compare it with, of course. The connectors that I'm using are the Super Seal AMP connectors, a pretty good connector to work with, and they usually come with these stamped terminals. I will put a better image up on the screen. And I'm still gonna use the stamped terminals on this connector for the communication with the computer, because it's what it came with. But for the other connectors, other terminals, I'm gonna use these solid ones that are specially made for these connectors, made by Raceback in the US. And it's pretty much made in some kind of mini lathe, and I'm gonna show a better picture of that as well. But they are really good quality, not sponsored by Raceback or anything, but I really like the quality of the products. Other than that, I'm also going to be running, I could just put on the terminals and run them like this, and it would probably be fine. But I'm gonna do some more things to have better protection and better strain relief on the wires, and I'm gonna use these back shells, and this enables me to use this molded booth that I put on here. So something like this gonna look like, and then I shrink it up with heat. So it's a heat shrink boot, and I'm also gonna glue it up with some epoxy as well. That makes the connection more secure and get that strain relief. I'm also gonna do service loops on the wire, so it helps with the strain relief, and it also helps with if I need to repair something, you have a small amount of additional wire on each wire here available for a new crimp or new terminal. Actually, I just did the ground here, but I forgot to push record, so I'm gonna show you on the next wire next to it, which is ignition output, and it's ignition output for ignition 8. So it's not an output that I'm using on my car, but it's possible to use for other things, so I'm pinning it anyways. So there I stripped away the insulation. Take one of the terminals here, I put it on and make sure in this little hole here that I can see the wire fully. I take the crimper tool, push it all the way through and push it together. Look at it, see good crimps all around. I'm gonna put up a picture next year to see, so you can see what it looks like. Do a little tug check, and it feels good. Then I take the service loop tool, and what this does when you do a service loop is that it gives you a bit of strain relief because it gets a bit springy here, but it also, and that's the service loop part of the loop, is that if I need to change this terminal at any point because of it breaks or whatever, I have a little bit extra wire here, so that's a good feature actually. Then I take the one here and I push it at B33. Wait for a click, and there it was. So the ground and first ignition wire is done. So for this connector, another 32 pin terminals to go to pin. On the C, another 34 and 26 more on the D. Then are the ECU connectors finished. So, going good. And just a small disclaimer, of course there a bit better way to do this. Those who are do this really good with service loop, for example, usually do something like this. So they have several service tools, and so they can put, because the more wires you have, you need to have some kind of structure in here, so you don't get a big ball of service loops. So you get more better looking and something that doesn't take up so much space. But this back shell covers up most of it, and also this boot. So when this is done, I'm gonna tape it up with Kapton tape, so it secures the loops, and also it gives it a little more temperature protection when I recover the boot. So it's coming along nicely. So the first layer here is complete, the bottom layer on the B connector, and if you look closer here, you can see that they are, every other is wire is either above the loop tool or below, so it gets it looks actually pretty good. So it gets a bit more tidy, and of course it looks good also. You get a bit nerdy with these kind of things when you start working with it. But it's coming along nicely, and I'm really happy for that. So I hope you guys have found this video interesting. I am still learning, so don't see this as something that how you should do it. There's a lot of more better videos and better channels to follow to learn more. I'm gonna link a few in the description below where I go to have get more information and more training. So for next time, stick around, follow this post, and follow my channel for more content in the near future. My goal is to put out a new video maybe once a week or once every other week. So see you guys then. Bye.